More than 60 employers visited Rochester Business Alliance headquarters for a conversation with New York State Assembly Majority Leader Joe Morelle on New York's Wage Theft Prevention Act. Under the current law, private sector employers are required to provide a written pay notice to all employees in New York on an annual basis. In addition, a written acknowledgement of the receipt of this notice must be obtained from employees and maintained for 6 years. The information required on the annual pay notice is the same information that is already included on paycheck stubs. The annual notification requirement imposes substantial administrative costs on every private sector employer in New York with little, if any, additional benefit.
It costs us $27,000 a year to manage the whole process between labor time, trying to track down employees, to get them to sign the form, explain it to them, and then come back to the office, set up file storage retrieval, file process. In the end, it's costing us a rather large amount of money.
You have to go through this annual notification. It's very burdensome, especially for an agency like ours. We're a nonprofit. Most of our employees are off-site. They work in our consumers' homes, and we probably have less than 50% of the notifications returned to us because they just pay no attention to it. Again, it's overly burdensome, and we'd like to see that annual requirement go away.
Employers in New York State just have one more extra thing that gives them an unfair burden compared to other states. So employers are not always happy to have their businesses in New York and are moving their businesses out of New York because of extra burden.
Last year, the New York State Senate voted to repeal the Wage Theft Prevention Act's annual notification requirement, but the Assembly failed to take action. The repeal bill has been reintroduced this legislative session.
I'm hopeful that we'll be able to go back in the last few weeks of session and make some adjustments that will not only meet the original goals of the legislation that was intended, but really free people up from the administrative nightmare and the costs associated with trying to comply with a law that in most cases probably isn't necessary, at least this provision of it.
Onerous regulations already make it difficult to do business in New York. The unnecessary Wage Theft Prevention Act annual notification mandate only serves to further harm the job creators of our state. Well, there is a way for employers to take action. Let New York State legislators know that the Wage Theft Prevention Act annual notification mandate is bad for business by sending them a note through the Rochester Business Alliance Voice of the Voter portal at rochesterbusinessalliance.com. I'm Rochester Business Alliance Communications Director Dan Smith.